What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cornelia back with another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. It has been a very trying week, y'all. It feels like this has been the longest year. Y'all, Lord help us, okay? This has been what we said was going to happen. It's been what we predicted. It's been what we've been predicting. It's been crazy. And it's been crazy whether you are personally affected by things that are happening, whether or not. Y'all, we've had everything happen. ICE been scooping people up. DEI is an attack on Black people. The government shut down. Mass layoffs across the country. Major corporations, small corporations, small businesses, private corporations. We've had ICE. Did I mention ICE kidnapping people? We've had people who dressed up as ICE because we low key we don't know who some of these people are in these masks. We don't know. We got people losing benefits, SNAP benefits. We got it's y'all. This year has been the longest 17 years we've ever had. It's been and then it's a lot going on. And I know I'm not alone in this where it is you want to stay abreast, but you also want to be disconnected, but you also don't know how to disconnect because we are educated people and we want to make sure that we protecting ourselves and ready for whatever. But also our therapist told us you can only control certain things. So you got to manage your mental health while simultaneously having a heart of gold where you want to help and save people and do what you can for our community. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. One of the things that's really affecting people, and it will affect people likely in the month of November and beyond, is the stopping of SNAP benefits due to the government shutdown. Now, government shutdown is shutting a lot of stuff down. Okay. People laid off, people's already getting fired. It's just been a lot. TSA backed up, air traffic controllers ain't getting paid. But with the SNAP benefits, it is affecting millions of people across the country. And y'all know there's been lots of mis and disinformation around SNAP benefits, public assistance for many years. If you go back to the Reagan era where the welfare queen was used as propaganda to try to paint people that need and use public assistance as Black women. Right. We know that's not true. We know that every demographic of people are using public assistance. It has also been propaganda to make people believe that those who are in need and use it are lazy, not working, trying to game the system, when in fact, a large majority of people who are on it have full-time and part-time jobs. People are disabled. There are children on there. You have students. So it's not people just chilling. Maybe some people, but hey, as much taxes as we pay. But it's not like it has been pushed to the masses over the last however many years that there is just this demographic of people trying to get over. Right. I'm chronically online trying to work on it because it is affecting me. Um, and you see comments, some of the stupidest comments where people still, after all of these years and having access to all of this information, still saying stuff like, I don't want my tax dollars going to people who be getting their hair and nails done. You're not gonna buy a condo with my money. Y'all, you cannot buy a condo with that little $124 that you people be getting in SNAP benefits every month. Like, what are we even talking about? Do you know how much hair and nails cost? This ain't back in the night. You can't get a full set for $25 with the airbrush. Can't get it. What are y'all even talking about? But it is really affecting people. And again, we just got here in this phase of whatever evil master plan is supposed to be happening. We also have seen on the positive side, which is again, we wouldn't be in this situation if people wouldn't be trying to starve out folks. You got people setting up food distribution stations in front of their homes. Keith Lee on TikTok calling out brands and saying, I want to partner with people and brands who want to help donate and get food to people who need it. Brands are jumping in. There was one uh, a creator online. He's going viral right now because he just put a table out in his front yard in Pittsburgh with like one or two bins that had some canned goods in there, a little bit of food, and overnight people came and dropped off more stuff to add to the his food pantry, the pantry and that he made in his front yard. He opened his mailbox and somebody anonymously donated thousands of dollars to contribute to providing people with things that they need. He we have people donating to food banks all across the country, people jumping in, which is that's the true spirit of humanity. That's what it's about. That's what it was like to have community. You talk to like older people and the elders, and they talk about what it was like living during the Great Depression or during the hard times of Jim Crow. And they always discuss how we stuck together. We looked out for each other. We made sure everybody on our block could eat. Everybody in the family had food. If one person could get groceries that week and the other person couldn't, then they would come over. We just made it stretch. We made one big pot of beans and everybody has something. We just made sure everybody has something. We are getting back to that, but it's just unfortunate the way that we are being pushed to get back to that. But we are in those times. The holidays coming up. The government shutdown. It seems like it's a battle between healthcare and food. One side is holding out because the ACA subsidies are going away and need to be renewed. And without some of those ACA subsidies, healthcare is going to double or triple for some people. And let me say this because I think people are forgetting this part. This is not just in the free marketplace. Private insurance is going up too. I saw one dude and somebody comment. He was like, I ain't got to worry about this healthcare because I'm good. I got healthcare through my job. No, boo boo. They going up too. Renewals already went up. I think that's what people are forgetting. When one major part of the healthcare industry is affected, it's a domino effect. Everybody's premiums are going to go up. And if companies are not able or willing to take on more of the pie so that their employees can have a cheaper premium, baby, you gonna get hit. Bust right over the head. I think that people not, hello, this is affecting everybody. So personally, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit and bite the bullet so that people can fight for quality and affordable health care. Luckily, at this point in time, and I'm blessed and I'm in a good position that I am not in need, but I have been there before and I know what it's like. I know what it's like. And there's nothing that people can really say to alleviate people feeling like that. But it's just y'all, we are in it. We are in it. And I hate that. I hate this. I hate it. I think that's why a lot of us are kind of mentally spinning. We're resting, right? Some people, we're resting, a lot of us, but we're still actively present and watching and waiting for when it's time to move or do something or help other people. We're helping in other ways. We're being involved. We still doing stuff, but the mental strain that comes with all of this, y'all, it's kind of feel like psychological warfare. Like it, y'all, I mean, good grief. Not to be all doom and gloom, but I know I'm not the only one feeling like this. Baby, this a safe space. I can't like y'all. I know a couple months ago I talked about it was a viral moment talked about online about the great lock in where when black women in particular were locking in on goals and stuff. And I was like, I don't really know if I have great lock in if I'm gonna commit to it. I got a lot of goals always. I do have a project, a passion project that I done brought back to life that I'm hoping that I am moved to work on. You know, sometimes you get an idea and it don't go away. I feel like that's God telling you you need to at least start working on it a little bit and see what shakes out. But maybe my great lock-in is just preserving my mental health. Y'all, that's I'm a lock in on that. I need to get back in therapy, child. I need to call my girl. Or my great lock-in is helping us to find ways to center ourselves. To center ourselves in the chaos. To find to be remain and try to find grounding in all of what's going on. Like think about it like an earthquake. When an earthquake, and if you ain't on the West Coast, and I'm saying this, child, you don't get that, y'all. When the earthquake hit, that boy be rocky road. Okay, it don't matter how big or small it is. That thing be rolling. And it's not even aggressive. I've never been in a super bad one. I'm knock on some wood and thank God for that. Even the teeny tiny ones, it's just this rock and like this just jumble and rumble that you're going through in real time where you even if you sitting down you kind of like jolt yourself into a stable position. I feel like that's us, right? We got to find our grounding in the like this rock and roll of what's happening. Yeah. But with that, I would also like to address another trifling viral movement that's going around where you got people, men, who are taking this opportunity to basically um, claim that now that black women are going to be losing their SNAP benefits, this provides an opportunity for them to regret all of their decisions about dating, not dating black men, and come back home. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the video so y'all can hear what I'm talking about, and then I'm gonna quickly address it because once you hear it, you gonna feel like it ain't even no need. We gonna be on the same page. Okay, so let me play it, and then I'll come back. Now, let me start by saying this isn't even the worst video that I saw. There was one guy on social media dancing in the Costco or the BJ aisles talking about some he glad that people SNAP benefits got taken away. Y'all just nasty. I do not understand how people can celebrate people not having food. Y'all, that got to be some of the craziest stuff. But let me play this. Let me just play it.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away because, you know, that shit was all that government assistance shit was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance, all that money and food stamps, feeling like they don't need a man. I'm glad that food stamps still gone. Now the average guy that makes 40,000 to maybe $50,000 a year will be appreciated and loved on more now. Yeah, all that $100,000 stuff, yeah, that stuff ain't never made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for a man to make that, but the average guy ain't making it. Maybe the average guy can get some love now, man. Thank you, Trump. The average man can get some love now. Because these women, man, have become so delusional over these past few years, it don't even make no sense, man. I'm glad they taking these food stamps away. I'm 100% like I'm really utterly and I'm in I'm in bliss right now. Like I'm glad they taking it away. Maybe the average man can get some love now. Yeah.
First of all, he need to put that dang seatbelt on because the little ding ding in the background. Hey man, put your seatbelt on. If you gonna be talking crazy, put the seatbelt on. Okay. If you gonna be talking crazy, put the click it or ticket. How about that? Two, I really need us to understand how much people are actually getting in food stamps. Now, I've done some quick math, done some quick research, and I could be wrong. There could be people out here making cash with food stamps. I'm willing to bet though, if they do get a lot, they probably have a lot of children. There be some people disabled. I don't know the circumstance. But I'm willing to bet that the money you get in SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, all of that is not enough to make you completely want to abandon having a relationship with a man or someone of the opposite sex or same sex. We do not discriminate, okay? Love is love. I just don't see them giving out enough money per month to be like, yeah, you know what? This $76 in SNAP benefits it really made me see the light. I do not need a man no more. I just don't need him. I don't need the love of a man. I got my $76 and I'm good. Does that make sense to anybody? That's y'all. I also, and this ties into one of the topics that I have coming up. I need people to quickly start to understand dating and relationship dynamics and take what is happening in the conversations on social media and completely wipe them out from your head. There is this narrative because people are chronically online that all women are dating or attempting to date men who making six figures. And if you're not making six figures, I can't talk to you or I can't date you. Considering the fact that I know a lot of women, and I know I ain't the end all be all. Okay, there's a lot of scenarios I don't know about. But I know a lot of women who have given men who ain't making no money chances, been in long term relationships, tried to help them get together, get back in school, get something going, make that career shake. I done seen it all. So, this mythical idea that has been the seed that has been planted where women are only dating men or only willing to date men because if they make six figures, it's absolutely ridiculous. Y'all, we already know this. It's fall. The fall is here. Okay, it's hobosexual season. Okay, ladies, hide your apartments. Okay, hide your apartment. They are coming. If you have a warm place, hide it because the men who don't have are looking to couple up. And guess what? They be finding partners. We be letting them in. Come on in, get you a hot plate, y'all. I need people to be more realistic. Now, I wouldn't be lost to me. I have to play this man's apology because he got called out and they was on him. Now, is it sincere? That's not for me to judge. I actually don't care. But I want to play this because y'all, the internet backlash be swifter than a mug. So let me play this, y'all, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Happy Sunday. I want to apologize for the video I posted last week about the food stamps being cut and the statement I made about women charging $40 now. There was the enemy clouding my mind and my judgment. And but let's get this understood though. I don't have to pay women to like me. It was just a funny video I was making. I knew I was gonna get a reaction out of it and get some clout and some followers. But I realized that over these past few days, just seeing how much that video really got pushed out, I really feel bad for doing that. And I already talked to God about it. I already asked God for forgiveness, and I'm just asking y'all to forgive me too. You know, like in my previous videos, I always talk about how shoot, I still sin too. I'm still going through growth and salvation and growing in the spirit too. But I ask y'all to forgive me for that. Y'all will never see no content like that on this page again because it don't fit my brand. It don't fit where I'm trying to grow.
They told him up. I I will from henceforth, okay, from here on out, whenever something happens and I say something, I misspeak, I get something wrong, I will now use that the enemy clogged my mind. Okay. Now I don't know if that brother might have really had his mind clogged by the enemy. Okay. The enemy might have really clogged his mind. And I'm not going to interfere or speak on behalf of somebody's relationship with God. Okay. I do not do that. I don't tell people what they believe. What now? Nope. You heard from them. You heard from them. But I also will now, from here on out, be using the statement that the enemy clogged my mind. Okay. Um, what do y'all think about it though? It's an unfortunate situation that we dealing with, that with the government shutdown and people losing benefits. Try to help it people as you can. If you can help people, help them. You can donate. You can sponsor a family, do it. I know there's supposed to be a boycott that we doing later this month, baby. I got to get the info because I don't. Somebody asked me if I was boycotting. I didn't have enough info. I wasn't armed with the tools. But while we're not doing that, while we leading up to it, please, please, if you can help people, please help people, kids, elderly, friends, family, whoever. Just please, if you can, just help. Um, yeah, let me know though. Let me know your thoughts about all of it. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. There is something else that's happening on social that is driving many conversations across platforms. It's seeping into regular conversations outside. And it's speaking to a lot of stuff that has been happening over the years and a lot of discussions we've already been having, especially as women and with changing times, different dating standards, what people are experiencing, and just so on and so on. It's an article that was published in Vogue magazine that has now went uber viral and been picked up by all of the different Vogue publications, meaning, UK Vogue, British, all these other Vogues, and other platforms taking it on as well. It is an article written by a Black woman named Shantae Joseph titled, and it's an opinion piece, but it's titled, "Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now?" Y'all, when I tell y'all this hit the streets like crack in the 90s, okay, it feel like BMF them back. It's feeling like that. Um, it's this is the type of conversations we need to be having now. And I'm not saying that from a sense of whether I stand on the side if it's embarrassing or not. I love when we are having discussions about the evolution of dating and relationships, expectations amongst men and women, or people who are not assigned or identifying as a specific gender. I love this. Let's get to the root of it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's happening now. Let's talk about relationships. Let's get it. Okay. As someone who is not currently dating and whose perspective about relationships has drastically evolved over the years, this is what I like to see. And when I say as a woman that's not dating, I have been dating, y'all, I've been dating since the 90s. Okay. I've had me a boyfriend since the 90s. This last block of, I would say, what year is this? 2005? I would say since about 2000, since 2019. That was the last time that I decided I am not going to actively pursue a relationship. Now, have I tried to talk to people? Sure, but not past just trying to just talk or communicate. I am not interested in dating right now. Why? For me, dating some men requires an extreme amount of labor that I am not able or willing to put out. That can be labor emotionally, physically, spiritually. I don't have it in me anymore to provide that labor. I don't want to. I have no desire to. I don't care if you had no food. I don't care how your morning went. Like I don't care. Like I've literally done that and have really did some self-evaluation about who I am in relationships with different types of people. Now, I know a lot of times people be like, because you date the same type of, I've dated multiple different types of people. And who I am consistently while dating and who I am when I'm not dating are two things, are two different types of people. And the extremes, noticing the extreme differences is something that I have had to reconcile. I just told my friend the other day because she was asking me about dating and maybe maybe I should try to date older men. We went to this event and I'm telling you, everybody was over 50 plus. Okay. It was cat daddy city up in there. And she was like, what about older men? And I was like, I've dated older men. I've had the experience with a lot of older men be homophobic. They be stuck in I just, not to say all, but I've had a lot of different experiences. And I told her, I said this. And when I said it, I was like, oh, wow. I said, I think I'm a better single girl. I'm a better person. I am a happier, fuller human being when I'm a single girl. And I'm okay with that. Now, I say that to say I am not closed off for what God has for me. If somebody catch the vibe and they come on over, catch the vibe, come on over. I see what's shaking, but I am not willing to do certain things anymore. I'm just not willing and I'm just not able. I don't have a desire for that. So when I see an article titled, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now? Hey, I'm like, oh, let's see what they talking about. So I'm going to read some of the article because it's not as cut and dry as it seems, but it is very, very interesting. So it starts off, it says, if someone so much as says my boyfriend on social media, because she called her boyfriend, they're muted. There's nothing I hate more than following someone for fun only for their content to become my boyfriendified suddenly. This is probably because for so long I felt like we were living in what one of my favorite substackers calls boyfriend lane, a world where women's online identities centered around the lives of their partners, a situation rarely seen reversed. Women were rewarded for their ability to find and keep a man with elevated social status and praise. It became even more suffocating when this could be leveraged on social media for engagement and, if you were serious enough, financial gain. However, more recently, there's been a pronounced shift in the way people showcase their relationships online. Far from fully hard launched romantic partners, straight women are opting for subtler signs, a hand on the steering wheel, clinking glasses at dinner, or the back of someone's head. On the more confusing end, you have faces blurred out of wedding pictures or entirely professionally edited videos with the fiance conveniently cropped out of all shots. Women are obscuring their partner's face when they post as if they want to erase the fact they exist without actually not posting them. So, what gives? Are people embarrassed by their boyfriends now? Or is something more complicated going on? To me, it feels like the result of women wanting to straddle two worlds. One where they can receive the social benefits of having a partner, but also not appear so boyfriend obsessed that they come across quite literally or quite culturally loserish. They want the prize and celebration of partnership, but understand the norminess of it, says Zoe Simonzi, a writer and activist. In other words, in the era of widespread heterofatalism, women don't want to be seen as being all about their man, but they also want the clout that comes with being partnered. Now, there is an uptick of people posting, like secretly trying to post a man on social media. Like she mentioned in the article, you'll see somebody put like a big the cartoon smiley face over somebody's face, or like just their arm, their tattoos, and all this other stuff for many reasons. I can't get into the rationale why people do that. I do not know. I can only speak for myself to say that I don't post men on my social media. If you see a man on my social media, he's my homeboy. Mainly because it's my page. I When I follow people, I follow you. When people follow me, I'm assuming they following me. If you want to be on social media and I'm dating you, you got to post yourself on your page. You're not going to be on my page. It's my page. I was dating a man who got mad because I wasn't posting him on my page. But also, I think he just secretly wanted to be claimed. There was some insecurities going on where he needed somebody to want and to need and to publicly want him. But you ain't gonna get it on my page. It's my page. But that could, and for other people's perspectives, tie into people wanting the social status of the relationship without having to show their boyfriends or their husbands or fiancés. Over time, there are also many conversations that happen that I see back and forth where people say, should I post my boyfriend or should I not? Some people are like, yeah, girl, post him so that other people can see him. And if he is out here lying or cheating or doing something, he can get called out. Some people are saying don't post him because people gonna try to take your man. It's so much going on in the social media atmosphere around relationships that it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now, the writer goes on into other things and other reasons and rationales for it. Also, that tie into the part that connects with the title about being embarrassed or men are embarrassing. It's a really, really, really interesting and good viral moment and a good thought provoking conversation. But, or I would say, with that in mind, I personally cannot answer the original question at the top. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Can you be embarrassed by a boyfriend? Yep. Can you be embarrassed in a relationship? Sure. Can men be embarrassed by women? Sure. Can women be embarrassed by women and by men? Yep. Is the concept of having a boyfriend completely embarrassing? I don't know. Again, that's up for each person to decide. All I can do is give an example of how I have dated someone. And again, we weren't, this example again, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. We were dating and it could have gotten to that point, but I would became embarrassed and it eventually fizzled out. I could have handled it better and been more straight to the point. I beat it around the bush because I did not know or have the confidence to say outright, you embarrassing AF. But again, I wasn't 40 plus. Things changed. Okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario. I was talking to this guy, and this was back when you could, when you were, you on the For You page on Instagram, and you would look at somebody's picture, it would show you your followers comment first. Instagram still kind of does that, but it doesn't do it like it used to do. I was on social media and on the For You page, it was this real cute, like this baddie, right? She was just bad. Had this fly outfit on, hair, makeup done. I clicked on the picture and immediately the comment show was the person that I was talking to using the thirstiest emojis in the comment section. I'm talking about the slobber mouth, hard eyes, the sweat, the water. I'm talking about the thirstiest MF and emojis I've ever seen. Now, for me, I'm like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? So I said, you know what? Let me do some investigating. Now, again, this was when I was younger and had more time and felt the need to try to prove myself or to like do the deep digging. Like once I get locked in, I'm an investigative journalist. You understand? I'm a clock in. So I went to his followers list and I just looked at all the pictures and looked at the baddies, right? Look at all the baddies. Clicked on the baddie. Clicked on the baddie picture. Him in the comments. Thirstiest emojis you've ever seen. Slobber mouth, water gushing, you name it. Clicked out, went back, looked at another baddie, went to her page. As soon as I clicked on the picture, thirsty comment, leave a comment, slobber mouth, water. I'm talking about almost every baddie in this person's pathway. It was the same thing. Now, for me, At that point, I'm like, this motherfucker crazy. Is he crazy? He thirsty or is something else? But simultaneously, and I don't know who listening to Black News knows me, and I'm not saying this to try to be braggy or toot my own horn or whatever, but I don't be dating no corny you know who's. One thing you ain't gonna catch, I done had some slip ups where I done let some cornballs get through. But the overarching thing, okay, on average, you ain't gonna catch me with no cornball. One thing a Cornelia ain't gonna do is be with no corny you know who. Just ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Okay. My track record is clean. Okay. It's only a couple that got through. But for the most part, it ain't happening. So I in that moment was like, oh, I can't be dating the corny dude on social media. One thing I'm not gonna be able to be a part of is being the girl who end up with the thirsty man who be leaving all the thirsty comments. I'm so sorry. I'm unable. I'm unable to participate. So in that moment, I became completely embarrassed. Now, we were not publicly dating. We were not like an official couple, but we were getting close to that. And at that moment, I can, thinking back and now jumping forward in time, looking at this article, I can say sometimes having a boyfriend is embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. Now, did we continue on a date? No. Fizzled out. Shit hit the fan. And no. Was that a good lesson for me? Absolutely. Did it reiterate and add to the list of other times that you have been embarrassing in relationships? Sure have, because I got a whole list. But I'm also not going to generalize all relationships, all boyfriends as embarrassing. I will leave that up to you, the Black News listener. With that said, what are your thoughts? I advise all of you to read the article. It is very, very interesting. And to start these conversations in your own group, this is one of them Friday night wine nights with your homegirls. Maybe you got some homeboys and some homegirls coming over. Y'all gonna play a game and y'all know be get into them deep conversations with some snacks. Somebody order some pizzas, some chicken wings. You know, you got the TV on mute in the bag. Y'all just kicking it. This is one of those discussions that will really get it going. But let me know what y'all think about it. Okay. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. On this week's episode of Black News, we talked about the government being shut down, SNAP benefits being affected, and an interesting take that's going around social media where people are happy and celebrating the fact that women are losing their benefits. We also talked about the viral article that has been going around and sparking lots of conversations titled, Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing Now? Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about all of these topics, some or none, and I'll check back with you guys next time. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again for supporting the podcast by sharing, liking, subscribing, and rating 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. To find more information about me, you can check me out at Cornelia on social media, as well as on my website, which is cornelia.com. And as always, thanks for supporting, and I'll be back next week with new topics and a new episode.